MJF and Joe are in the back, and MJF leaves Joe, and he's walking down the hallway and sees a devil mask laying on the floor in front of the Mogul Affiliates locker room. Case closed, right? This is it. It's the smoking gun. So he knocks on the Mogul Embassy's door, and Prince Nana answers the door and asks what this is about, and Swerve comes out, and we get MJF and Swerve face to face, and what ensued was maybe the best 5 minutes of spoken word dialogue on AEW programming this year.
A sign like this was a trailer for maybe like the big blockbuster movie that you might see from, AEW studios next year.
MJF brings up their history and riding together on the road, and Swerve calls him, "Yeah, you were my chauffeur," and says that MJF has been ducking him. MJF says, "I've been ducking you because there are levels to this shit. And your theme song isn't on, which means your star power isn't on." Swerve brings up the famous email that William Regal sent him where he got rejected after his tryout, and then says, "See, that's the difference between you and me. You do tryouts. I sign contracts. And the last person that disrespected me was hung in front of 13,000 people with a chain." MJF retorts, "Solid monologue, bro. I'm impressed." MJF says, "You talk about Hangman quite a lot. You better check your tone and watch your mouth. And you could take out those hand-me-down Flava Flav grills in your mouth." And jokes about how in all his interviews, Swerve is begging to be champion, which isn't a great look, and thinks you are the type of person that would frame Hangman and create a clear path towards the title, and asks him straight up if he's the devil. He says, "This might be your house, but I'm the big bad wolf, and I'll blow your house down. And while I'm at it, I'll break both your arms so you can always swerve when you drive." Swerve says, "I'm not the devil, but if you keep waving that title in front of me, I will bring you hell." And with that, Samoa Joe returns to see what's going on here and takes MJF off as they have business elsewhere. So let us just fast forward to the program of 2024. This was excellent.
Excellent. Very clear from this interaction that Swerve is next in line. Maybe not directly next, but he's in store for a world title program with MJF, and it seems like they're going to be treating this one like it's a big one. This first interaction between the two gave me a lot of hope for the potential of this being one of AEW's most important title programs. I thought there was incredible chemistry just from this little bit alone. You got some great lines from MJF. You got some great retorts from Swerve. It's the time, like the timing is right for Swerve right now to potentially beat MJF. I think a lot of us have been saying that even before the Hangman Page match. But now especially, he is probably the most serious contender that MJF has had in quite a while. And whether or not Swerve wins this tournament, in fact, this might even give you more reason to believe he's not going to win the tournament.
I think so. And I mean, I really have no issue with we can state add the number of programs of MJF and these opponents coming after him. I really don't have an issue with this is not happening at the next pay-per-view, that we can plant this seed. Mm-hmm. But it would be before seeing this segment. I mean, this was just so great that the fact is in 10 days, you're paying for a pay-per-view that is not this match. That this, to me, this is bigger than anything they have done to promote the Joe match. And I just, if I had put this on paper, I mean, I couldn't have imagined it being this level of quality that they put out. This would be above even my expectations of a strong segment. It was a tremendous segment that I think your fan base is just wanting to fast forward to get to this, which could be several months away.
Sort of the risk you take, right? When you're trying to, juggle multiple feuds at the same time. Some are going to be anticipated more than others. I mean, do you even remember what Wardlow said after watching something like this? How excited are you for that potential program coming off of, watching this, right? That doesn't mean they shouldn't do it though. I think long-term teasing is ultimately a good thing. I feel so much anticipation for this just simply coming off of this, and we're all going to pay maybe that much more attention to Swerve now that we know that he's truly at a top main event level, next in line for a championship run.
Great segment that these two had.
Let's go to Muggin up next, who says Swerve is at a crossroads right now. Do you keep him a heel or turn him babyface, considering how over the Nana dance has gotten the last few months?
I mean, whatever his designation is, he is a babyface to the audience.
For the time being, yes, I agree. Now, okay, we all felt like MJF grabbing the hood and simply suspecting Swerve was very much like almost like a cartoonish, leap of logic, right? Could it be a misdirect? And are we discounting Swerve potentially actually being the role of the devil?
No, like you can add that name to the list. I will say this: if their idea is to really just pull back Swerve and put him into this heel role, I think you're going to be actively fighting the crowd that they want to be into Swerve. Like, you've literally had this guy nearly kidnap a baby and they love this character.
Well, they are building to Swerve versus MJF. Okay. And MJF is a baby face. What are you going to do there?
I think it's one where it's like a segment like tonight where I think you're going to have your MJF fans, you're going to have your Swerve fans. And I think Tony likes leaning into that, where it's not always so defining one role or the other, that it's going to be two guys that are out there, and it's going to be like each are going to shine to their fan bases and have the crowd kind of pick their guy.
And will making Swerve the devil negate that reaction? I mean, again, we saw Swerve attempt to kidnap or threaten to kidnap Paige's baby, and I would say he went into that match certainly feeling like a heel, but still maintaining like a pretty big reaction by the end. And even if they revealed Swerve as the devil, I think it would only serve to heat up the program first of all, and then let the audience pick who they want to win. The number one, does it heat up the program? And if you're trying to build to a Revolution match with Swerve and MJF, maybe revealing Swerve as a devil is the easiest way you can get to that.
It's one way to go. Like, it's certainly possible.